What is going on, everybody? It's Alex coming back at you with another video. And today we have Marcus Whitman, that franchise guy, coming onto the channel. Marcus, say hello to the peeps.
How's it going, everybody? Alex, thanks for having me on. We always have really fun conversations. You know your stuff. So,
Thank you.
Always fun to do a mock draft with someone that can back up their reasoning.
Hey, that's what I'm all about, man. I like to have at least good reasoning or get torn apart for bad reasoning. That's all that matters, right? All right.
That's right.
Yeah. So in today's video, we're going to be doing a one-round mock draft. Marcus is going to be taking the AFC. I'm going to be taking the NFC. So for you Giants fans out there who can kind of screw yourself on Zion Johnson, you don't have to worry about that anymore. So let's kick right into this. Marcus, you kick it off the right way. Let's go with number one pick.
Well, it's just going to be a shame that Daniel Jones is going to have to run for his life, and they'll go 6-11 and he'll fumble the ball 10 times because he doesn't have any pass protection. But that's all right. You Giants fan can enjoy freaking Walker out of Georgia getting 10 pressures next year. It's fine.
Oh my God.
So we're up first with the Jacksonville Jaguars. And first of all, is this a what I would do mock, or are we doing a more of a predictive?
Let's do what I would do. Let's do it. Screw it.
Okay.
Let's have fun.
Well, if this is what I would do, I am taking Kayvon Thibodeaux. Very tempting to take Neal, honestly, despite what they've done bringing back Cam Robinson. But I'll admit, I think their tackle situation is fine.
Yeah.
But I just think the upside of that defense, you have such a clear-cut building block to continue building that defense. You have the whole draft to give Trevor Lawrence whatever else help he needs, even though it's not that much after they spent all that money in free agency.
Yep.
You can address wide receiver at the top of the second. But with Josh Allen, Thibodeaux, who to me has elite upside as a pass rusher, I think the off-field concerns are just baloney, and I don't know where they're coming from. So he cares about his brand. Fine. Yep. Get your money, dude. That's totally fine by me. And you know what he's going to have to do to make that money? Ball out in the NFL. So I'm going to take Kayvon Thibodeaux to give you an elite pass rushing duo with Josh Allen that can help you get after these amazing quarterbacks in the AFC that they're going to have to compete for the next 5+ years. So
absolutely. I love it. Yeah, no, KT is an absolute baller. And as a person who has been in detention with him, he is not a douchebag. He is not somebody who has a poor mentality. Just because you have an entrepreneurial mindset and are at least willing to say it out loud does not mean you have a poor motor. Also, I always bring this up, Marcus. I want to hear your thoughts on this. When you're someone like KT, you're the number one pick coming out of high school, number one pick supposed to be coming out of college, and you're on a team with Anthony Brown at your quarterback and you're doing absolutely nothing, and you're technically injury prone or coming off an injury. Why put your body on the line and hurt yourself in your own draft stock if your team's not going to benefit from it? That's just, you have Anthony Brown's going to be throwing 3 interceptions if you get that turnover. So, I don't blame him. I don't.
Yep.
And again, he's the dude, in my opinion, has the highest ceiling in the class. So,
let me piggyback on that for just a second, because I think it's interesting. It's similar with Derek Stingley. And I think you have to look at the COVID season as well. And I think it really derailed these guys' desire for college football, because Stingley and Thibodeaux were in that conversation with all the top players in last year's class. Yeah. They get to see them. They get to see Jamar Chase, who opted out. They get to see, even Thibodeaux got to see his teammate, Javon Holland, all these opt-out guys balled the heck out in their rookie season. And they're just sitting there well, crap, I have to go through this opt-out season and then another season just because I'm a year younger.
Yep.
And in Thibodeaux's case and Stingley's case, they're on these crappy football teams. I can't blame them for thinking ahead to their professional careers. Really
honestly, we'll see if it's actually just them solely doing it for their careers, but I totally agree with you on that. Also Stingley, he showed us everything he had, and then randomly he had a huge drop off. It seems to be that when there's nothing really to fight for, what's the point, especially when you have injuries? Yeah. So I could definitely agree. Even though Stingley is not my number one corner, I still totally agree with you on that. But at number 2, I'm on the board with the Lions. And to me, this is a pretty simple one. You got to go Hutch. I love, people toss around the idea of Sauce Gardner, but I just really don't think that the value of him over someone like Aidan Hutchinson is remotely worth it. Aidan obviously is from Michigan, so Hello. You got hometown hero, one hell of a worker, was able to recomp his body over the offseason and just came back like a bat out of hell, went up against the best talent in the Big Ten and was able to totally kick ass. Only time he was neutralized is when Georgia literally programmed their entire offense to scheme away from him. I mean, there's a reason for that. And is what I used to say about Karlaftis during the regular season is like people were saying, oh, Karlaftis isn't producing some pressures in these games. He's getting triple teamed. Like when you're schemed away from, you're the sole target of everything that's going on in the offense. Makes sense. So I assume you agree with that.
Yep, I do. Yep. So I'm back up with the Texans. And for me, this is Evan Neal. They have Tytus Howard at right tackle right now. I'm really glad that they, if I'm a Texans fan, I'm glad they were able to work everything out with Laramie Tunsil. They restructured that contract. Tunsil seems to be cool with being there, which is kind of what you got to do when you're the Texans. You got to find good players that want to be there. So I'm happy that that's the deal. But Howard to me is not the long-term answer. He's taken a long time to develop. He played well last year, but I'm thinking about the future here and getting Evan Neal and Tunsil together with hopefully some other picks to build the core here for the future. Start looking ahead to Bryce Young next year and reunite him with his tackle.
I would like that a lot. Yeah, you get a thumbs up from me. I don't need to comment on that one.
That's another. I mean, I'm not going to go on a tangent after every pick, but if the idea is you need to, make it an attractive place for a number one pick next year, that's not going to like say, don't draft me, I don't want to play there, which probably won't happen. But you still want the quarterback you draft number one next year to want to be there. If it's Bryce Young, you give him his tackle back. He gets true. Evan Neal, protect him again. So that's a pretty cool little dynamic.
Absolutely. You're still on the board with the Jets.
I am.
Good to hear.
So I'm going to stick with, so far it's been chalk for my latest mock draft. It'll get mixed up here pretty soon, it looks like, but I've drafted Garrett Wilson here, which is not a popular pick, but I looked at the 10th pick for the Jets and I asked, who would I be most disappointed not to get here? And for me, that was Garrett Wilson. He to me is the, the Jets want a number one wide receiver desperately. They've been inquiring about any veteran possible. They were heavily in on Tyreek Hill. They understand that if you can get that guy that can separate to all three levels, it's going to make Corey Davis a number two where he was comfortable in Tennessee. It's going to make Elijah Moore that versatile playmaker type, but they don't have that true number one to be their first read on all their concepts. And that's Garrett Wilson above anybody in this class, in my opinion, to all three levels: deep threat, intermediate, separate short, run after catch, you name it. This dude's a top 5 player in the class, in my opinion. And he's the guy I don't want to miss out on at number 10.
Okay. Well, I had Garrett Wilson, I think, at like number 8 or number 9. Regardless, I love Garrett Wilson to death. I will say this one, I guess we're doing what we would do here, obviously, but like in the real mock, it's so weird to think that Saleh would go after a wide receiver when edge is a need, or when Joe Douglas loves offensive line. But I totally agree. When you look at the opportunity cost, if the Jets pass on Garrett Wilson there, he's probably going at pick 8, right?
Agreed.
So you're going to be losing out on him. And it's like, who would you want to lose out on the least?
Yep. And the other receivers are great players, but that's not what the Jets are looking for. The Jets are looking for that X wide receiver.
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't think Garrett Wilson has a bust factor. He's so versatile. You can really fit him anywhere.
It's really just injury because he's thinner. It's kind of similar to Devontae Smith.
Oh yeah. But I like Garrett Wilson.
He's like a junior year version of Devontae Smith.
That's fair. I love Garrett Wilson to death, so I'm not going to complain about that pick whatsoever. Number 5, I am finally on the board with the Giants, and there are a lot of really damn good picks here. I mean, you can't go wrong with any of these tackles. And to be honest, the question is, I don't think there's any threat of any other position besides tackle or quarterback for number 6. So I can guarantee you, if you want to get Sauce Gardner, he'll probably be there at pick 7. So I'm going to be going to tackle here. It's whether Charles Cross or Ikem Ekwonu. I have Ikem slightly lower, but that doesn't mean jack. Honestly, it's really it's a pick of your poison. And Ikem has such a high ceiling. I have heard on the the NFL Stock Exchange, the NFL Stock Exchange, that one of the insiders for New York Giants said, hey, they love Charles Cross to death. This is what I would do mock draft. So screw that. I'm going to be taking the guy with the super high ceiling. Yeah. Like, I like to blend some realism in there, man. But dude, Ekem, just the unbelievable power this guy possesses. And if he ends up panning out at tackle, like that is going to be your cornerstone for 10, 15, 20 years. Like that is ridiculous. And Charles Cross is phenomenal. I have some questions about his anchor still, but those questions are kind of minimized since he reduced it. I'll just say, I love Ekem. Even if he doesn't work at tackle, he's going to be a bomb ass guard. So does that get the A+ from TFG?
Yep, I approve.
Yeah,
I go Ekem as well.
Yeah, no, Ekem's a beast. I love him. Number 6, we got the Panthers on the board. And this is what I would do mock drafts. So honestly, what I would do is just fire that whole entire front office immediately and then get Charles Cross. like just straight up. I don't care about their jobs. Like their jobs can straight up kiss my left and right butt cheek. They're going to be getting offensive line help. So there we go. Yeah. So bye-bye. Number 6. Yeah. Oh, I love Charles Cross. I think that developing this offensive line is the best thing you can do, even for Sam Darnold, for whoever the hell you're going to be picking next year, like Tyler Van Dyke. I like Tyler Van Dyke. I love him to death. Number 7, though, the Giants, who should not be hopefully picking a quarterback after getting a pretty loaded roster. They're going to be losing Garrett Bradbury, heard about trade rumors and stuff. Kyle Hamilton's another really good option ever since they lost Logan Ryan. But I do think some really good safety options in round 2, even Jaquan Brisker could be able to fill the void pretty well. Versus in round 2, I have a little bit less faith in Tyreek Woolen, Andrew Booth, even.
They have him 37th.
That's me.
That's you?
Yeah, I like the upside. That's the only reason.
Oh, man. He is Kevin King.
Yeah, no, he does not have an official grade. So that's not an official 37. Oof. That is like a tentative 37. But, dude, 6'4", 426. That's all I'm saying.
He doesn't play at 426, though.
He could. You never know. I mean, he's still learning the position. So,
yeah, I suppose. But
to be fair, what does TDN actually rank him at? 50. Okay, so. Man,
I'm not there on him.
Hey, well, we'll see once the official grade is in how high I'm on Tyreek Woolen.
Let's see. I was high. I have a 5th to a 7th round grade on him.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm okay. Well, extra Tyreek Woolen tape that actually just came out today. So we'll see how that turns out. But yeah, I think this one is a pretty safe bet for me. It's Sauce Gardner, who is my number 1 player in the draft class. You're just getting an absolute lockdown corner with Wink Martindale. He likes those guys who are really good, sticky man-to-man corners. And when you add that extra pass rush element where in round 2, you can get somebody even like Boye Mafe, Sam Williams, there is going to be a lot of hell wrecked and you need to put some pressure with your corners. Sauce Gardner's the way to go.
Yeah. I think that makes a lot of sense. Obviously we joked about Zion earlier, but I might be changing my tune on that just because, it's become so apparent that they're getting rid of Bradbury. Yeah. And if that's the case, it does make sense. I mean, even though I have Stingley over Gardner, I think I'd even still go Gardner because he's the scheme fit.
Oh yeah. Dude, I love Sauce Gardner to death, man. Just, I can't, there would be like a 50-minute talk about Sauce Gardner. I'm not in the mood to do that. That's for my corners video. So check that one out if it ever comes out. But number 8, I am still on the board. Look at this. You're staying quiet, Marcus. I apologize, but you won't be for a while. You have some picks coming up too. But number 8, I mean, at this point, wide receiver was such a big need. I just don't know. Yeah, this is going to be a hot take right here. I know you're going to go off on me for that one. I love Alec Pierce to death.
I wouldn't go off on you for that.
Really? Oh, okay. I'm happy about that.
I can see where you get to that conclusion.
I do like Alec Pierce a lot. Regardless, I don't think anybody's worth this pick legitimately, even though the wide receiver core is that terrible. I do think a trade out spot would be pretty phenomenal. Even like if the Eagles wanted to get Kyle Hamilton, you could technically try to do that. Don't think Anthony Harris is really the best option for him in the long run. But dude, this is a weird spot. I'm not usually in this spot. You kind of screwed this up, man. I'm usually pretty chilling with Garrett Wilson on the board. I'd be all happy. Oh my God.
Well, do you want to do the trade down? I know we both like the concept of moving down a little bit and targeting Jameson Williams.
I do like that. And I actually, man, Do we do it the Eagles? I don't know. I'm NFC.
So who's the best player on the board right now?
Kyle Hamilton. George Karlaftis is up there, but I don't think anybody's gonna be moving in the top 10 for
no, it's a little too far. I was almost gonna say let's do the Malik Willis trade up with the Steelers, but
yeah, that's a heavy trade too. Because in positional value. Like that's a tough one, isn't it? Because if Malik is on the board, I do think I might be taking him here at 9. So if a team is desperate enough, there is that potential. But man, this got a lot more complicated ever since I put Charles Cross here at 6.
I think let's sprinkle in an ounce of realism here. Let's have the Steelers come up. Let's have the Steelers give a future first.
Let's do it
for the Falcons. Just one and one.
Okay. So I know that. So apparently it's highly unlikely. I know that the Steelers first here is what? It's probably worth around like 850 points, 800 points. So it should be over the 8th overall pick amount. Assuming if they're all
force.
You cannot force, but there's something that's very easy to force called a 2024 pick.
Yeah. All right. So that doesn't exist. The 2024 is not a part of this.
Who cares about the 20?
And if I'm the Falcons, I'm in rebuild mode. I want a future first.
Yeah.
And
yeah, I think it's fine.
I think that's fair value. So
you're going.
You're jumping. Yep. You're jumping Seattle.
Yep.
You're grabbing Malik Willis.
There you go.
To be clear, this is not what I would do if I was the Steelers, but we're going to sprinkle in some realism because I think this is pretty likely.
Yeah. I mean, that's fair. If you give up 2 1s to move, like as a Steelers fan, I think that honestly, okay. I still think the value of quarterback in the second is honestly better. And I love Malik.
Yep.
Giving up a future first is a little bit rich. At the same time, you're at least taking a shot on the guy who can actually be a franchise quarterback. Like, okay.
And the way I said it in my mock, because I had him getting him at 20, is you're in a division with Burrow, Lamar, and Deshaun Watson.
Yep.
You have to get an elite quarterback. And even if it's a 10% chance that Willis is that guy, it's worth the gamble. And it's a great culture to sit him in and develop him for a year.
100%. So this pick right here, I'm stuck between Derek Stingley as well as Travon Walker. I'm not that high on Travon. I still have him around like 12 or 13 due to upside, but I mean, Derek Stingley would be such a baller in a Seahawks uniform, wouldn't he? He looks so good. Screw it. We're going Derek Stingley as a corner for them.
You don't want to go Kyle Hamilton and have the slowest safety duo in the NFL?
Well, you got Quandre Diggs, Kyle Hamilton, and you got
Jamal Adams and Kyle Hamilton.
Jamal Adams
just getting cooked by slot receivers all day.
Oh my God. That'd be a spectacle, honestly. All of that talent, top 5 safeties, and just
But you have 2 Cam Chancellors.
You need your Earl Thomas. I'll say that.
Yep.
You are on the board, my good sir.
I am up. So I am going to sway from my latest mock draft. I have become even lower on Kyle Hamilton than I was several days ago after talking to some people in the draft community. Just the deeper you go into it, the further away you get from that one interception he had against Florida State that just got the hype train out of control before his season even really was put into a full picture.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of issues. He really, really does. People were criticizing me months ago when I said he's not a blue chip prospect, and I was lower on him then. But I mean, he can't run man coverage against slot receivers, so he can't be a true starting strong safety because in a lot of situations they're going to be matched up on slot receivers. He literally gets turned around by every slot receiver he faced. Corner routes, out routes, he couldn't flip and move backwards and keep up. He has to be coming downhill. He also, everyone shows the clip of Florida State and says he has range. He broke on that incredibly quickly. The ball was hanging in the air forever. He was not slow on that play, but that's not like he wasn't flying at 4.4 speed or anything like that.
Yep.
He does not have range. And you watch him come in too high, single high, he's a non-factor in coverage. He has to be a buzz zone defender. He can man up tight ends, absolutely. And he's underwhelming against the run. He takes bad angles. He doesn't take on blocks as much as you'd like for a 6'4" safety. So there's a lot of highs in there as well. I still stand by the Spider-Man comparison where he's just like this web of defense over the middle of the field, and his reaction time is great, but he's Jaron Curse with better reaction time. And that's not a top 10 player in the class. I think it's top 20, top 30 is fine. But I'm not taking him if I'm the Jets here anymore. I think you have Jordan Whitehead that can play a true strong safety role. So that's not going to be my pick, even though everyone's going to look at that and think that's where they should go. Now, where do I go with this? Because I just went on that big tangent.
Yeah, I was like, man, Marcus is loading up for his pick here.
Yeah. So if I'm not going there, I think I might take Zion Johnson's tempting, but it's not a real need for them. Man, this does become hard because Hamilton does make sense. Mm-hmm. You know what? I will take Trent McDuffie out of Washington.
My 62.
Very comparable, actually, to the corner in San Francisco that Salah had.
Which one?
I always forget his name. He's still there.
I'm bugging on him too. Then
let me grab it.
Yeah,
just quick, instinctive corner. Oh boy,
I keep wanting to say Kayvon Williams, but he went to
he's the slot.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, now I can't even find the Niners on Outlets. There we go. Okay, it is Emmanuel Mosley. Mosley's a little bit taller, but same. Actually, no, Emmanuel Mosley's 5'11", 180. So very similar, like quick, smart zone corner, and can play inside or out immediately, depending on how they want to slot all these guys in. But corner is the biggest need for me, and McDuffie is, I think, the 11th rated player on my board. So there we go.
Interesting. Yeah, dude, I need to do a third study on McDuffie. I did 2 of them, and I haven't seen it yet. I haven't seen what like makes him pop off to me. And I'm a Washington corner guy. I had who came out last year? Elijah Molden the first. He was a first rounder to me. And then I had Keith Taylor as a late 2. Like I fell in love with both of them. So I'm just not high on Trent McDuffie or Kyler Gordon this draft. And I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know. Kyler Gordon, I haven't seen it yet, but
yeah.
McDuffie, I think, has those high IQ zone feel.
That's fair.
Ability.
Yep. Yeah. For me at this spot, pick 11, I might be reaching on Drake London here. Somebody who's like a much larger threat, good at the top of his top of the catch point, and somebody where if you really want Carson Wentz to succeed, wow, English is tough. It might be the best choice that you can probably make for him. Treylon Burks is fun too, but I do think getting Carson Wentz a large receiver for him to actually throw up the ball to would be really scary when you also factor in that you have to guard either Terry McLaurin or Drake London. It's going to be pretty difficult to cover both perfectly. And then if you do, Curtis Samuel, De'Ami Brown, you get where I'm going with this. So I'm going to go Drake London here. I think that it's just a really damn good fit if you want to see if Carson can actually do anything.
Sure. Yeah, I think that does make sense. Carson's always like Alshon Jeffrey, Pittman in Indianapolis, those big kind of go get it. When I'm in a pinch, just go get it. So makes a ton of sense. He's always played his best football when he's had those guys.
Yeah. For a team that I think could use Kyle Hamilton pretty well, I feel like Minnesota could do that job. So personally, I think that, in my opinion, his value is way too good to pass on at this point. If he ends up developing as more of a coverage, man-to-man coverage dude, A+. Worst case scenario, you took a top 12 shot on somebody who could actually be an absolute game changer for your defense. And with how Harrison Smith has just led the defense for such a long time, I think that does mean something up there in Minnesota. So I think I would just like to grab Kyle Hamilton at that point.
Harrison Smith went to Notre Dame too.
Oh, yeah. Huh. And then next year, the best safety will be coming out of Notre Dame as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, man. Dude, when I started off the year before, who was the kid out of Northwestern? I'm bugging on his name now. He just transferred to Notre Dame.
I'm not sure. I only know
Brandon Joseph. So Brandon Joseph was coming out this year. He was my number 1 safety above Kyle Hamilton. And dude, I fell in love with him. And he put on weight this year. And he just ended up being slower. And it was just like, it killed me inside. Really did. But he transferred to Notre Dame. So we'll see if he actually
All right.
develops into that type of talent. You are on the board, my good sir.
Houston Texans. All right. I do really like George Karlaftis here. I think I'll just make that pick.
Yeah.
I do think when you're drafting for the Texans, you need to draft a certain mentality of someone that is going to come in and not complain about being on this team, at least for 1 year.
Yeah.
Because there's an understanding in that building that they're underdogs. They're not going to win a lot of games, but they're trying to build to something special. And to me, Karlaftis has that blue collar mentality through and through, and fills a need, good, solid value. Even if you're reaching a little bit for the right character fits, I think it has added value for the Texans just to become just an actual respectable NFL team. So
okay.
High floor player makes a lot of sense. Ravens are up. I'd love to trade down to get Ojabo, because that fit to me is just
so good.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Can I come up with Green Bay? Would you move up if you were Green Bay?
For
or no?
Who?
It's
yeah.
I'm calling you. You're the GM. I'm calling you. Would you come up?
For what cost? What would you say it would have to cost?
I would take pick 59 and 22.
Deal. In 22. Okay, let me check out. Let me see what this looks like on paper.
Yeah, they might not take it, but I'll accept that.
59 and 22.
Yeah.
What about 28, 53?
Yeah, I'll take 28 and 53.
Let's go for it. Let's do it. If I'm Green Bay, I want to keep my top pick, and then I think you can still get Ojabo at that point, because I feel, correct me if I'm wrong, I feel like the Chiefs are probably one of the biggest threats to taking him after the Achilles tear, just because, I mean, who else do they have to really worry about? It's, you're taking a chance. But yeah, I think that's a fair trade. You're pretty much reversing what you did with getting rid of Devontae Adams. So I think still keeping that top 22 pick is something I really wanted to do there. But if I'm at this spot, I think Treylon Burks might just be the best bet for us. I mean, damn, he doesn't really fit the Green Bay type of high RAS scoring dude, though. I will say that.
Yeah, but he fits everything else they look for.
Yeah, times have changed. And is it Shanahan?
Can I tell you who their number one wide receiver is right now and ask if they actually care about RAS at that position?
Are you talking about Alan Lazard? Treylon Burks is the pick. Yeah. Treylon Burks is definitely going to be the pick in this one. I mean, I think that he's definitely a threat to go to the Eagles, who would be probably looking for a bigger bodied receiver. So I'm fine with that. But I'm also on the board for the Eagles, and I'm not going to be trading either of these picks, because I see some amazing opportunities for developmental and high ceiling players. First off, I'm going to go Jordan Davis here. I think that getting an actual difference maker is probably the best thing you can do. Fletcher Cox only going to be there for a year. And after that, I think Milton Williams is going to be your next best dude, because Javon Hargrave is also up in a year. So you can have Jordan Davis and my boy, my interior defensive lineman too last year, Milton Williams, pairing up as a really good defensive line duo. I think that'd be phenomenal. Just getting someone who's different. That's what I'm talking about.
It's a clean interior defensive line has become a really hard position to actually find, especially like long-term answers at.
Yeah.
I think there's a big learning curve coming from college. So you have a clear transition with Davis and Milton into the future. I like that.
Yeah. And I'm not going to disappoint. I love Jermaine Johnson to this team so much. But the thing is, with 4 edges on the roster as it is right now, I think getting someone who's more developmental with a higher ceiling is a little bit better than getting someone who's going to be a better impact right now. That's Travon Walker. Like just being able to
actually agree with that.
Yeah, having him sit under Derek Barnett, Josh Sweat, Hassan Reddick, that's the best case scenario. And you're pairing him up with his buddy Jordan Davis. I think it's the best case scenario.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
Okay, number 17.
Even though I'm not a Walker guy, I like that a lot.
Thank you. Look at that. I got a compliment. I'm so proud.
All right, Chargers. We are up. That tackle spot is just so brutal right now. But with Jameson Williams available, I'm going to take Jameson Williams because Keenan Allen, other side of 30, Mike Williams, number 2 guy. Herbert's the best deep ball thrower outside of maybe Russell Wilson, but even then, I think I'm maybe taking Herbert at this point. And you're getting, I mean, other than Tyreek Hill with Henry Ruggs no longer in existence, I think Jameson Williams would be the second fastest receiver in the NFL.
Yeah.
And he can literally just run deep and take the top off of defenses. And
absolutely.
Hopefully you can find a tackle in free agency.
I mean, to be fair, if they were that desperate, I would say in round 3, or if they wanted to trade up a little bit, Abraham Lucas is a pretty good plug and play dude for a short term. Yeah. So, at least there are options.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. As you can see, I'm not very high on Trevor Penning. That's
interesting.
I especially hate when a dude throws a defender into.
Yeah, I understand. I understand that side of things. Yeah, he's a dirty player for sure.
Yes. But at number 18, New Orleans Saints, which I actually just went to New Orleans for my birthday. So that was fun. Yeah, New Orleans is a fun city. Definitely a fun city. Offensive line and wide receiver are probably the 2 positions I'd want to target here, but wide receiver, that 2 spot is just bereft. It looks terrible. And even with the dudes on the board, you can get Scott.
Wow, you're lower on Olave, huh?
I still think I might take him here. I'm lower on Olave solely because, again, this is only factoring them in as like a pure talent. I think he's best fit as a number 2. He's never been, to me, a solidified number 1. There's always been somebody there who pairs up with him as potentially even better than him. So in this place, I'm about to take him anyways. I'm going to take him here, but paired up with Michael Thomas, that's his bread and butter. That's exactly what you'd want. Really good deep threat, can separate as well. Just the perfect situation for him overall.
Agreed.
Yeah. Oh, still on the board. Here we go. All right, Howie. Screw you. We're not going offense. I don't you just know that the Eagles are going to have to go offense with one of these picks? You just know. Like, Howie's going to do it. Howie's going to Howie.
Yeah, I bet they will. Yep.
Yeah. But Howie, just like the Zion Johnson haters at pick 7, can screw off. That means I'm going Kyrie Elam here. I love him so much. They might be signing a corner out of free agency. I know that you have him as your corner 5. To me, he's my corner 3, but by a good margin. By a good margin as well.
Yeah.
I love him. I love him to death.
So I have Elam and Booth kind of neck and neck, but Booth being the zone fit and Elam being the man fit.
Yeah.
So I would push back a little and just say that the Eagles run more base zone than anybody. So I think did I say McDuffie?
Yeah.
I meant
you said Booth.
Or Booth and Elam. Yeah. I think Booth would be a better scheme fit there, but I'll say they're similar talents. So
I'll say this. I project Elam actually to be able to fit into zone really well, but I did have Booth being a very good zone fit. So my buddy asked, like, hey, if we draft Booth, should I be mad? I'm like, absolutely not. He's going to be a great fit in your zone scheme.
Yeah.
So I'm just praying for the upside of Kyrie to be able to develop a little bit more into zone. I just really did like him in that. He looked pretty comfortable in it, even in the rare instances at Florida.
Who do you think is a better athlete between Elam and Booth? I'm curious.
Elam by a long shot. Dude, Zay Flowers toasted this dude, like left, right, and center.
I think Elam is smoother, but I think Booth has better acceleration and long speed.
Really? Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I didn't see that, especially because I like to watch Zay Flowers. I wanted to see how Booth would go up against a high speed receiver like that. And Zay Flowers just straight up got separation every single route, but that might just be because of smoothness. It might be a little bit of a tough issue covering a guy who is that fluid as a route runner. So again, I might be wrong in that situation. Again, Booth is right behind Kyrie Elam to me. So I love Kyrie Elam, but regardless, pick 20. The good old Falcons have been kind of screwed a little bit in this situation. Wanting Jameson Williams with the trade back, didn't get it. Chris Olave didn't get it. I still think wide receiver should be on the table. What do you think?
None of these guys, because all the big 5 are gone, right?
Yeah. I mean, I love Jahan.
Yeah.
Jahan's my wide receiver 3, but at the same time, I don't want him being a wide receiver 1 on this squad.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, it's a little rich.
yeah.
Um,
I got Jermaine Johnson here though.
yeah, I think I'd go edge.
Yeah. Like day 1 impact, can come into this roster, just play immediately. I don't think any of these quarterbacks are going to do anything. By the way, I hear a lot of rumors that Kenny Pickett's potentially a number 8 overall pick.
God, they'd be so dumb if they did that.
I swear. I don't even know why I have Kenny Pickett at 41 at this point. Like, we're going Jermaine Johnson, long story short, but like, I swear, if they go after a quarterback in the first round, no.
Yeah, that'd be really dumb.
Just no.
Well, and as the GM of the Baltimore Ravens, I'm thanking you for not taking Ojabo for the tank. But
yeah, I like Jermaine more than Ojabo though, so I'll put it that way.
Interesting. Yeah, I think Jermaine's a good fit there.
Oh yeah.
All right, Patriots are up. Wide receivers are gone. I don't think Booth is the type of corner they want. If Elam was there, I'd maybe think about that. But I'm gonna take Leo Chanel. I want to see him paired with Belichick. He, to me, is a souped-up version of Donta Hightower, and would be before long, I think, a top 10 linebacker in the NFL. He's that type of athlete. He's that physical against the run. They didn't ask him to cover much, but I thought he was fine given the fact that he's barely played the position. And, he kept his head on a swivel. He moved around well in space. I think Belichick will do just fine to find a role for him on third downs as a spy guy, a blitzer, a short zone defender. Yeah. I mean, he'll be DeMario Davis for that defense.
Oh, I love Leo Chanel so much. Oh, I don't know if you see this, but I brought on the corner Caesar Williams onto the channel, and he actually lives, he lives like 10 minutes away from me. We got lunch the other day.
Really?
So yeah, we talked about Leo Chanel and stuff. Dude, I think that he could be going as high as 15. I'm going to be honest. If Howie falls in love with him, like I straight up think that he could
it's identical to Leighton Vander Esch and Jamin Davis the last couple of years, where the couple weeks leading up to the draft, you're going to hear Leo Chanel's going in the mid first round.
Yeah.
And it's going to happen.
Yeah, it's going to happen.
I think Patriots are the team.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Am I on the board?
He's such a better prospect than freaking Nakobe Dean. I'm just going to say that right now.
Like, I think Nakobe Dean, if used in the right role, could have a better impact. But as a singular prospect, Leo Chanel is going to be just so much more impactful day one. Like, unless you can really have Nakobe Dean one-on-one versus linemen in blitzes and stuff like that, Leo Chanel is going to be your best all-around player in the class in terms of that position. That's where I come from. But I know you don't like
with Nakobe Dean. What do you think his biggest two strengths are?
Pass rush and coverage, probably.
What about his coverage though?
I don't know. I feel like he's pretty fluid when he's able to cover. He gets his hands on people and he doesn't offer the amount of separation that I would expect from somebody that size.
He's a good man cover linebacker, but he barely ever was in like real zones because they blitzed him so much.
That's fair.
And I think as zone cover linebackers, I think both Chanel and Dean are projections.
Yeah.
I think Chanel is faster than Nakobe Dean and can be functionally similar in man.
Yeah.
And Chanel just projects so much better as a run defender and a blitzer.
You know what I used to put Nakobe Dean to as like my dream fit to the Dolphins, using him on like an outside linebacker, like edge rusher role.
Yeah. Are you getting rid of Jerome Baker in that world though?
Saves money, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I agree. As a Jerome Baker replacement. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I love that idea. Of course, you don't have Brian Flores there anymore, so I don't know how well they can deploy the defense. Regardless, pick 22, the Packers. At this spot, I would consider Trevor Penning at that right tackle spot. I think that his mean and just his grit overall could definitely be reflected in the Packers organization. I don't know if you agree with that.
I do.
And I think it's the best fit. I don't really think, because Jahan Dotson would be a pretty nice dude, but you're pretty much saying screw you to Amari Rodgers at that point, right? Like Amari still could develop into that slot that you could use an impact player. So I'm going to do it. Trevor Penning here at Northern Iowa. His ceiling is pretty much limitless. And if you can get somebody who's an extreme impact next to David Bakhtiari, sign me up for that. It's the best way of allowing your quarterback to flourish.
Yeah. I don't hate it. I'd rather go Zion Johnson.
Okay.
Because I think they want to move Elton Jenkins to right tackle after how well he played at tackle last year.
If that were to happen.
Yeah. And then you have Zion's just such a great scheme fit with the wide zone stuff. And but I definitely think Penning would end up being a really good Packer because the way they develop on the offensive line.
Oh yeah. With this pick though, I think there's a plethora of options you could go here. You could technically say, let's go David Ojabo. I mean, after all, I don't think that would be a horrific thing to do if you wanted to say redshirt a year, but I don't think with Kyler Murray being all wussy, that redshirting a year is going to be the best thing for the franchise.
Yeah.
You see what I did there? I pulled you in and then I said it's all bullshit. Corner Andrew Booth is more of a zone and I wouldn't really want to stick him with the Cards. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think the Cardinals are really built.
Yeah, they're pretty multiple with their coverages. Yeah. I think he'd be fine there.
Okay.
But it's not a dream spot.
What do you think about Zion Johnson, Tyler Smith, Kenyon Green, or Tyler Linderbaum to the squad?
That's your pick, man.
I know. I'm thinking about putting Zion.
You know what I'm going to say.
You're going to want Zion Johnson. I know that. Do you think that
clear sight lines for Kyler Murray?
Yeah, we got a short ass dude here. Yeah, that's true. We got 6'5" versus 6'3". I'm going to go Zion. I did this actually in my most recent mock draft as well. I think that's a really good fit as like you can also use him for versatility and he played tackle for a part of his career, correct?
He did. Yeah.
So all around excellent work ethic as well. I think he'd be a really good fit on this team. Cowgirls, what's up? I think that guard and tackle are an extreme position of need on a team that only thrived because of their offensive line. That's a hot take. But Tyler Linderbaum is one of my favorite dudes in the draft. I just don't think center is the position that you're looking to replace. And I don't know if he actually has a legit size to move to guard. Tyler Smith is somebody who I think would be an amazing fit at left guard to replace Connor Williams. And he could be trained by Tyron Smith to be a successor. And I love that versatility for him. I know you're a Devontae Wyatt guy there, but that's just me.
I think it makes sense. I probably would have gone Kenyon Green, but
okay, that's fair. Yeah.
I can see the upside with Tyler Smith.
Yeah.
I really like Kenyon Green to Dallas if he's there because but I mean, Tyler Smith and Kenyon, they're in the same conversation. I just think Tyler Smith is so much more raw, but he does have, better tools. So
yeah,
I could see that working out for sure.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Bills, we are up. And with Andrew Booth falling into my lap, this couldn't be an easier pick.
Yeah.
Zone corner, easy number 2 plug-in, opposite of Trey White, and pretty damn nice. I think that's one of the better, realistic slots for the Bills.
I agree. You want to? I think you're still up, right?
Oh, I'm up again.
Like Marcus.
I want to just double check because I really like Matt Corral here, but I want to double check and make sure I'm not glassing over. Just to mix things up, because I think I've got Matt Corral in all 3 of my mock drafts.
Okay.
Which, Kenyon Green still being there is nice.
Yep.
They have a hole at left guard.
Mm-hmm.
He's not dissimilar from Roger Saffold, honestly. It's not a bad comp. So I'll take Kenyon Green here for the Titans and run it back another year with a good offensive line.
Okay. Question for you. If Kenyon Green went to the Cowboys, would you consider Tyler Smith at 26 for that tackle versatility?
No, I would not.
Really?
You want to know why?
Why?
My comparison for Tyler Smith is the Georgia guy that they took that played 6 snaps.
Oh, fuck off. Come on, Marcus. Don't do that to me, man.
On the field, that's my comparison. You obviously hope he's better off the field.
God. Damn it.
No, I take Kenyon Green because he's an impact pick. If I'm taking Tyler Smith, he's not going to truly help you too much in year 1.
Okay.
So at that point, just take Matt Corral.
Oh, that hurts me. I love Tyler Smith as a guard. I definitely don't think of him as a tackle in the short run at all. So yeah, I just thought like, hey, stick him in the left guard, see what happens. He's a powerful ass run blocker too. So
Sure.
That's my mindset. I'm a big fan of Tyler Smith though. So there you go. Ooh, damn. Why did you have to do that to me, Marcus? Now it's at
because I'm not letting Tom Brady get Kenyon fucking Green. That's why.
Oh God, man. like, oh, why? Okay.
He's gonna have one lineman that's not a freaking Pro Bowler. Okay.
Yep. Do I dare just take David Ojabo to say screw you one pick before you can take him? Like, oh man. I'm not. I'm gonna be polite. I would still consider Tyler Linderbaum here just because fuck it. Put him at guard, see if he actually works. But being polite, I'm gonna go Devontae Wyatt here because I think he'd be the best impact player.
That's a great pick.
Yeah, like he's great. I will say this.
Yep.
I don't have him as high as I did Christian Barmore last year. Are you the same boat?
Oh, totally agree.
Okay.
Totally agree.
Okay.
Yeah. Barmore was a different.
Oh, he's a different breed. I loved him.
One of the most underrated players in last year's class. I never understood that.
RJ told me that he fell because Alabama coaches were saying he was very stubborn and not very coachable. So.
And then Bill Belichick drafted him, who's best friends with Nick Saban.
Yep. It just shows that a lot of it's
Yep.
Yeah. 28.
All right. Well, we already know what this pick is. We're gonna grab Ojabo. That was the plan. I mean, there was some scares there. Looking back on it, I think I probably should have just grabbed the 22 in the trade and been a little more stubborn on that because I think, well, even Atlanta at 20, I guess, was a scare, and then the Bucks would have made some sense. There were some scares in there, but luckily it paid off. We get the extra second round pick and take who I would have taken at 14 anyway.
Yep. You're still available.
I am still up. I got a couple picks coming up. All right. I am going to grab definitely an edge rush here. I'm going to take, I think Arnold Ebiketie is the top guy right now.
There we go. For both of our boards.
Yeah.
Happy to hear that.
Yep. Arnold Ebiketie, immediate number 2 rusher there next to Frank Clark.
Mm-hmm.
That one's easy. And then with our next pick, I believe Jahan Dotson is still available, correct?
Indeed, he is. I love that.
I think, don't plug it in quite yet.
Don't worry.
I think that's going to be my pick. I don't like any of the corners this early.
Yeah.
Wait.
Uh-oh.
Daxton Hill.
Really?
Is still on the board.
Yeah.
Daxton Hill's my number 1 safety in this class.
Yeah.
He is an unbelievable fit here. They ask a lot of man coverage out of their safeties, and they now have 2 really good ones. You have Juan Thornhill just was strangely bad last year. Oh my God, what an upgrade going. You get Justin Reed and Daxton Hill, who are like both those guys played slot corner in college. And oh man, I love that duo. Woo. Okay. If he's there, Chiefs fans, my God, that is like, I'm going to put that in my notes I'm going to be making a dream fits video, and Daxton Hill, the Chiefs is going to make that list. That gets me fired up.
I'm literally making that list right now. So I swear to God, you're going to steal my fire right before I put it out too. Oh,
I won't be out for a couple weeks. Don't worry.
Oh, thank God. Well, don't worry. If you're watching this, it's not like I'm going to poach viewers from your channel at this point. These are all my people. They all know what's up. I guess
I'm. Yeah. We'll go Tyler Linderbaum.
Okay, so
same pick I made.
Yeah, I didn't tell you this, but I made a promise to my channel that if Tyler Linderbaum ends up falling to 31 and the Bengals take him, I'm buying a full bottle of Dom Perignon and drinking it on live stream. It's like my favorite fit ever. He's my top 6 player. And I'm a Steelers fan, so I need to have some sort of punishment, but also happiness because I love the draft as much as I hate the Bengals. So it's going to
and people, I think, are waking up to the idea that he's going to fall into the 20s, which I think is very likely. I do agree. He's a top 15 player, and there will be maybe a couple teams in there that if center's a need for them and they run a Shanahan system, they might think about it. But as you go through 10 through 20, there's just not a lot of teams that make a lot of sense for them.
Absolutely.
So that's part of this. But obviously the Bengals, they signed Ted Karras, who I think you move over to left guard, where he's probably played his better football than he has at center. And then you plug in Linderbaum, and what an overall. Like, yeah, I agree. Pop the bottles. That's
Well, it's gonna be so sad. Like the first time I buy like alcohol with a real ID, it's like gonna be to celebrate the Bengals pick. It's just it's like, come on, man. I swear to God. Like,
well, and one more note, he needs, like I said, he needs to be in a wide zone scheme. So teams like the Cowboys that need a center, they're not going to spend a first round pick on him in a power run scheme. The Bucks probably won't. I don't think he fits their scheme. The Ravens really need a center, but that's a popular one. He doesn't fit their system at all. They're a power run game. And he needs to be on the move, wide zone, use that athleticism, the leverage he has.
It's going to kill me.
Yep.
Like, I'm getting so hungover. And if I end up going to Vegas, that's going to be like the cherry on top too. I swear. But ending off this mock draft, pick 32. This team has a shit ton of needs too. That's the thing. You can go any position. You'd be probably like, you're going to make somebody mad, but you're also going to make somebody happy. Could go someone with a super high ceiling like Matt Corral or Sam Howell here, have them sit a year, make sure they're fully healthy and come in. Don't think that Sam's going to have that hype anymore. I just really don't. He's just not giving off that first round vibe anymore, which kind of sucks. I was hoping he would have an off-season surge, but that's okay. Jahan Dotson's still here, but honestly, I don't see it as a fit. Do you see it as a fit?
I do.
You do?
Yeah, I do. I think Dotson's a great number 2, where he can play a little outside, a little inside, be a deep threat. He can come over the middle. You have DJ Chark on the outside. You've got St. Brown in your slot.
I forgot about Chark.
Yep.
Okay. I like it a lot more. I was like, dude, I don't want him and ARSB to be the only 2 dudes that.
No, you got Chark in there.
Okay. You know what?
I think Tyrell Williams is still in the roster too. I think if he's healthy, he's not a bad deep threat. I'm just saying between him and they didn't get any starts from Tyrell because he was hurt last year. I'm just saying if he's healthy, he's a functional deep threat. Yeah, as a backup to Chark.
Yeah, so he's pretty much like the Dollar Tree's clearance section version of like Mike Williams, and that's okay. We'll go.
He's so much faster than Mike Williams.
Yeah, that's fair.
He is,
but like, screw Tyrell Williams. Okay, that's the moral of the story here. Like, he doesn't matter. We got Jahan Dotson, who's my number 3 wide receiver, coming off the board at the end. Marcus, thank you for coming on, making time to enjoy another awesome mock draft.
Yeah, that was really fun. I like this mock too.
I do too.
I think we got some good fits.
Yeah.
The only one I would just scrolling through it. Like, I think as a fan, I think your Tyler Smith pick is the one, but I know you like him.
Yes.
I know you like him.
Yes.
And it makes a ton of sense. That's the one that pops out to me as
like crazy,
as interesting.
Yeah.
But I know there's the buzz for him. I just back on the buzz.
Politically correct for absolutely trash pick, but yeah, Kenyon Green could have been that pick. It was definitely a toss up between the 2. I just like the potential of Tyler Smith moving back full time to tackle, where I don't know if people believe in Kenyon Green.
Yeah,
as a true left.
Green wouldn't be a tackle. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, that's the only thing for me is that one, and I just love that potential. But that is going to be the video. So again, Marcus, thank you. And to all my people out there, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys did enjoy. Feel free to roast Marcus, not me, down in the comment section below. And we'll see you guys later.